And Liam showed us the other day what he can do. George Linder, a powerful left-hand batsman. I think that's what they do well. The Cape Town Blitz have right-hand, left-hand combination in the middle, which makes things easier to target in longer or shorter boundaries. Speaking of powerful left-hand, we caught up with David Miller, of course, who's also incredibly important to the Durban Heat, who are a vastly different batting outfit from the one that they were a year ago.
David, obviously a little bit frustrating with the weather. How's it been leading up to this game, trying to keep busy?
Yeah, it has been a bit frustrating. Obviously 2 rain-out games. It looks like we're going to get a game today though. It's given us a chance to prep really well. We've had a nice pre-2 weeks as a team, so really looking forward to obviously getting our first one under the way, and yeah, exciting times ahead.
New captain for you this year, so new leadership, how does that change things for you this year?
Yeah, it's been really nice. So obviously, new coach, new captain, so just a fresh start. I suppose, a new team as well. There's a lot of new guys as well, so it's been really cool. Just as I said, giving us time to obviously get to know each other really well off the field, and just have a good time, and obviously prep really nicely as well.
And for you personally, how are you feeling about your form?
Yeah, really, I've had a bit of time off. It's been really good, but excited to get back into it, and yeah, I feel very fresh and ready to go. So yeah, lots to look forward to.
Well, good luck and play well.
Thanks very much, guys.
The Durban crowd would love for David Miller to go absolutely crazy at this ground today, but you look at the lineup, and last season, Kyle Zondo was their top batsman. He can't even find his space in the starting 11 for the Durban Heat today, eh?
Like I said, it's all about how they find the best 11, and sometimes some players are going to miss out because it's a gut feel. You're not going off a performance. It's not like they've had 3 back-to-back games, or they've had 3 games to sort of find out what is the best rhythm to their batting. So this is a team that I think will do the job today, and someone like David Miller is a very dangerous player. But I think David Miller, his role, and I think it's changed over the years. I think he should come in there as an impact player at the back end, like an Andre Russell, and really take the game away from a bowling lineup. So for me, yes, he'll play his own part, but Durban Heat got to get the wheels on and tighten them.
I see that Dane Pitt is chomping at the bit to have a chat about that, and I do want to throw a question your way, but hang on to that thought, because another man who comes into the mix for the Heat, of course, is Englishman Ravi Pupara.
Ravi, obviously frustrating having all the rain about. How's your preparations been going?
No, the preparation's been good. There's only so much practice you can do before you want to play a game of cricket, so it's nice to get some good weather today and get underway.
Obviously, it's good to have you here in South Africa. Are you excited about playing in the MSL?
Yeah, 100%. I came here probably 8-9 years ago to play for the Dolphins, so it's nice to be back here. It's nice to be seeing the boys again, some of the same faces as well, so it's nice to be here. Nice to be playing some cricket as well. You've
obviously had some big changes, changing county as well. Personally, how are you feeling about your own form going into this game?
No, my form's been good over the last couple of years. Hopefully I can maintain that today and throughout the competition. So, no, I'm feeling all good. Not thinking too much about it, just enjoying my cricket.
Well, I hope you have a good day today and good luck.
Thank you.
Oh, there we go. Let's hope that he goes well in the mix of the Durban Heat. Now, I saw you looking at Ed there, wanting to jump into the conversation, because it's something we touched on earlier. David Miller, traditionally, in the Proteas, is an out-and-out finisher. In this batting lineup, though, should he, must he have a different role?
I always see David Miller as batting number 4 in a T20 game, coming in and just giving himself some time, getting the pace of the pitch, because it's always difficult coming in and just trying to hit the ball out the ground. Kingsmead now is known to be quite slow, so that doesn't suit this sort of game, but it's always difficult with the powerful batting lineup that the Durban Heat do have to find a perfect place for him to bat. But I would like to see him have some time, take his time, and then just launch at the back end of the innings.
Your thoughts on that argument?
No.
See, he's always against it. always against me. Always against me.
All I'm saying is that in the dynamic of T20 cricket, there's always an opportunity to be flexible.
Yeah.
And I get that flexibility, but you cannot just say you're going to bat number 4. I think he's someone who can come in at different stages of the game, and because already he's going to come with an imposing factor, you think as a fielding team, we've got to get this guy out. We've got to keep him quiet. Just because of he wouldn't have played a shot in anger, and that's what you need to work against your opponent. But for me, flexibility is important, so you can come in at any stage and take the game apart.
You know what I love about today? That we're going to have players going to start the scheduled time. The Cape Town Blitz are going to be batting first, and they, without fail, are looking to go at 10 and over with Yanaman Malan and Quinton de Kock. Are you expecting anything different under these circumstances?
Look, they're going to play their natural game, and that's what makes them so successful, Yanaman and Quinton de Kock. I think it's key for them to just play their natural game with the conditions given. But because if you go against the conditions, I think it may be a bit slow to start off and maybe quicken up as the surface dries up, and a bit of gardening here and there and trying to keep those indentations down. But for me, play their natural game, take the game away from the bowlers in the power play, and be as aggressive as possible to set it up for the players to come.
Stats aside, what's a good total to get here first start?
I think 160. I think 160, I think you're safe.
Yeah, spot on. I agree with it for once.
Go.
160 for the spinners in the middle. I think that should be a challenging total.
Funny thing is, the last time out, that total that they were chasing was 158 when the Durban Heat played, of course, the Cape Town Blitz at this ground. We have played in Durban. It's coming your way in just a bit as the Heat host the Cape Town Blitz.
This is Dominic Cork on lip mic 3 doing the Durban Heat and the Cape Town Blitz.
And I'm next to Dominic Cork, unfortunately, but I've got no other choice. finally some good news from Durban. In Kingsmead we are, and fortunately we have play, and we will be starting on time. After weeks of rain, we finally have a chance to see the Durban Heat in action, and they'll be up against the Cape Town Blitz. Durban Heat will be very keen to get underway. They've had 2 rained-out games and have 4 points on the board as a result of it. This is how things stand at the moment. The Durban Heat haven't had a chance to show what they could do. They've had 2 abandoned games, whereas the Cape Town Blitz have had a good start. 2 wins and a big win in their last game against Joseph Stars. They were absolutely comprehensive against the defending champions. A little bit of a crowd that's coming in, which I'm not too surprised about, because I'm sure they've been starved of cricket and can't wait for this game to get underway. Durban Heat have won the toss and they've chosen to field first, which is probably not surprising. Dominic Cork, we have a look at the teams.
No, I think it's the right decision, even though Quinton de Kock at the toss said that he would have had a bat first. They're an explosive batting lineup when you look at the likes of Yanama Milan, who's been in excellent form this year, as well as how good he was last year. Obviously, the captain, Quinton de Kock, Liam Livingston, we know all about him. But also, they've got a very, very strong bowling lineup, led a lot by Dale Steyn, Norkia as well, who bowls well, and also Wahab Riaz. So a strong team for the Cape Town Blitz, and they're up against probably a different Durban Heat team that was last year. Remember, they didn't perform as well as they would have liked to, but they brought in 2 overseas in Alex Hales and Ravi Bora. Gary Kirsten has taken over. And similarly, Natalie, to Cape Town, they have a strong bowling lineup led again by Kyle Abbott, Pepper Cuello, who has made the journey from the Blitz over to the Heat. So I'd expect this to be a very good game. I think it's an excellent toss to win. I disagree with what Quinton de Kock was saying about batting first. This pitch has been under covers for such a long time. They've had so much rain here. The water table must be high. If it doesn't swing and seam today, then I'm not going to buy a round tonight.
It's one way to get out of it. And it is a bit humid today as well. Over the last few days, it hasn't actually been that humid, but today definitely feels a lot more humid. They're expecting rain again in the afternoon. Hopefully it won't obviously interrupt play. We're hoping that we get a full game today. We've got Philip Vosloo, who is standing umpire today, and Lubabala Puma will be standing with him today. And both quite experienced in this format. Interesting to see how things play out in terms of conditions. You spoke about a bit of seam and swing, see some movement up front. Interesting to see what the captain does with his bowlers. You spoke about seam and swing. Looks like we're going to see some spin up front.
It's something that I know Dane Billis likes to do as a captain. Remember that he captains a lot in England at the team Lancashire. Sometimes he'll throw the ball to a Stephen Crawford, even Liam Livingston, who bowls spin. So it doesn't surprise me to just try and upset the rhythm of the 2 opening batsmen in Quinton de Kock and Yanama Milan. I don't think you'll see too many more from him, because I think they'll look to attack him on this surface. So interesting decision to go with left arm spin. It doesn't surprise me, but I expect Dane Bellis straight away to throw the ball to the seamers and say get some early wickets in this power play.
This opening pair has been really strong for the Cape Town Blitz. Quinton de Kock and Yanama Milan batted 10 times together, scored 520 runs at an average of 52. 3 half-century opening partnerships and a century opening partnership as well. So there's no doubt that Dane Villas knows this is a very important partnership that they would hope to break early on. And Quinton de Kock has had his troubles against spin. Does at times tend to play across the line, but over the last year or so he's been working very hard at correcting the issues he's had against spin. But he does have a very good opening partner in Yanama Milan with a wonderful record. He's been in excellent form as well, as Yanama Milan has enjoyed his time opening the batting with the Cape Town Blitz. There's a wonderful average with a very good strike rate as well. Quinton de Kock is very experienced the format and also internationally, of course, leading the side this year. Over 5,000 runs in this format of the game, best of 126. So Keshav Maharaj then will be opening the bowling. So very experienced, he knows the conditions here very well too.
2 men out on the leg side for the left arm spinner. We're just getting a few people out of the way. We've been waiting 3 or 4 days for a game of cricket, and then all of a sudden there's people in the way. So we're just trying to get everybody right and ready. The batsmen don't like people behind the arm. It looks like we're all set to start a game. And
I like that. Thanks, bud.
We've been waiting this, anticipating a start here in Durban. It will be good to see play get underway here at Kingsmead. The ground staff have done a wonderful job. It's time for play. That's what it does sometimes against this man. Sometimes player across the line get himself into trouble.
Go, boy. Got one past you. Down here.
Nicely played. Very well steered, lovely hand shown, and he will get a boundary early on.
yeah, you're on about that Mahrez likes to just skip it on. I think Quinton did not realise that. First ball, he just tried to work it through the leg side, and then he thinks, right, I'm going to stay leg side, and any width, I'm just going to try and cut it away. You can see straight away, he knows once it's through the gap, he doesn't need to run, that's a boundary.
Here we go, boys, come on. Come up front, yeah.
Very nicely placed again. Outfield looks pretty good considering the amount of rain that we've had. Skipping across the turf.
Remember that this surface has been undercover for a long time. A lot of rain in Durban, a couple of rained off games.
Good pup.
Thought it was a simple decision. Whoever won the toss would have a bowl first. Quinton de Kock said no, we were going to have a bat first. Oh, we'll see if he was right. This, to me, looks like it's a little bit tacky, a little bit of moisture around. You'd expect it just to hold in the surface. Speaking to the Durban Heat players, they expect it just to be a little bit slow, maybe just get a little bit quicker as the game goes on.
It's up, T.
Delivery registering just over 93 kilometres an hour. The previous one just over 90. So it's bowling pretty quick at the moment. 8 runs coming from the first over. Is underway. It's getting just a little bit darker in the last few minutes or so. Quite heavy clouds above, which might result in some swing. We're in the Powerade power play, of course. The first 6 overs, just 2 fielders are allowed outside of the inner ring, and going to have a square leg on the boundary and point on the boundary as well, which is interesting. It's more cover really on the boundary, which is an interesting choice from Kyle Abbott.
He thinks perhaps it's not going to go through, maybe a stick in the surface, and probably just protecting those square regions to somebody who's strong like Yanaman Malan.
Oh, the man was placed there for that.
I think also, Natalie, he'll like that. He won't mind that sort of shot because he's got a slip in place. I think if there is going to be any movement, it's going to be in this first, 5-6 overs. And while you've got that slip in place, you don't mind them coming at you. I think that was just a little bit too much over pitch to Yanaman Malan. We'll see now, he's keeping his slip in place for Quinton de Kock. Similar feels that he's protecting square of the wicket.
one of his favourite areas to score runs through. It's mid-wicket. It does slow up a little bit on the outfield as expected, but generally it looks really good, this outfield, considering what it's had to take. It's taken a hammering from the rain over the last few days.
Yeah, they've had a lot of rain. I think that's what's been the problem. Is the square has been fine. It's been the actual outfield. That's what's been the problem, and all the water has run off, and that darker area you see there is still a little bit tacky, but it's okay. Slip taken out now, so he's put in mid-wicket. A little bit of swing, saw that delivery. But I think they'll just be glad to be playing a game. Villas said that it felt like a real long pre-season trying to get ready for this Mzansi Super League, and they're just glad to be out there.
Oh, it's just popped up into the offside. It was looking to turn it to the leg side, but Carl Laverty does have natural ability generally to swing it into right-handers and then away from left-handers at times. This is just a bit of extra bounce. Popped up at him, surprised him a touch maybe. Beautiful stroke, straight down the ground. And they'll give up the chase.
Yeah, it's a good shot. That's not a half volley, that's just full of a length from Kyle Abbott. You know, with Quinton de Kock, he just wants to get his hands through the ball. Watch his hands, straight through the ball. A little bit aerial, but once it gets past Kyle Abbott, race away.
Good bit of fielding to end the over. 2 overs gone, 15 overs. That's unchanged from the previous game where they defeated the Josie Stars. Wow, Bria's coming into that side. It just gives the captain so many options with regards to seam. Manu Nokia has been excellent, starting his career well. Dale Steyn, Sisanda Magala's had a wonderful tournament so far, 5 wickets to his name. And now it's about the Cape Town Blitz batters and what they can put up on the board. Andile Petluquayo knows these conditions very nicely. He's been here for years plying his trade domestically. He's had some good success here in Durban.
Also nice to be up against your former teammates as well. Last year, been wearing the Blitz colours, this year the Heat. Competitive player, always wants to be involved, always wants to take wickets. Knows he's up against it with the likes of Yanaman Milan and Quinton de Kock. They'll be coming at him in this power play. Bowling on the surface, he's bowled well, hasn't he? Taken wickets. 43 is the average score here for a day game. It's in the MSL. In all T20 cricket, 146 in T20 cricket in a day game. So similar. stats say that you should have a bowl first in both of them. A little bit more in MSL, that 75% of teams who win the toss and bowl first win the game. New coach as well this year, Gary Kirsten. Coaching the Welsh Fire as well in England's new 100 tournament.
Lifting it up out towards the leg side. He's probably dragged it a bit finer than maybe he expected, but he'll get a boundary.
Well, he does that quite easily. He picks up length really quickly. And then what he's trying to do, because the man is in front of square, he's back on the boundary, he wants to get it behind, and it will race away. He knows once it gets it behind, I think he played a shot like that in Johannesburg against Josie Stars, where he just lifted. It went all the way. Shot was at Cape Town actually against Josie, where he just hit it into where the development is taking place. It's what he does so well, and has made Peflaquayo change his feel. He's now got a fine leg and a square leg, which is just in front, to bowl straight lines. You can't give width outside the off stump, because he'll just carve you through there. It's easy runs for somebody of his stature.
He's dragged it on. Indeed, Peflaquayo gets a breakthrough, and it could be a crucial one in this game, because these two are very, very destructive at the top of the order.
Well, it's a risky field, but it's a brave decision. You could see that Quinton de Kock was trying to give himself a little bit of room outside the leg stump to open up that offside. Maybe the ball just sat in the surface. He gets an inside edge, bottom edge. Goes on to leg stump. Delight for Peflaquayo and the Durban heat. It's the end of the dangerous Quinton de Kock. He goes to 17, the blitz 20 for 1.
First wicket has fallen inside of 3 overs. Still in this Powerade power play. Ackerman walks to the crease. His point of view, just over 520 runs. Relatively new to the format. It's not a bad strike rate in average. Wanting to just up that a little bit.
Happy like this, Malaysia.
Field that they set at the moment, strong offside
another
field.
ball here, boys, come on.
Back, we're going to have some spin from the old fort end.
Oh, down, ref!
So Brian gets an opportunity inside of the first 6 overs.
Yeah, clever. Clever because he's trying to make Quinton de Kock open up that offside, so it goes leg side. Maybe just sat down in the surface. Delight for Peflaquayo. Not for that man.
Yes, boys, come on.
His first delivery, the slip in place. Maybe
coming here, run
turn.
past one here, boys.
So easy with the new ball, of course. It's a little bit of an appeal, but it's in vain.
He's a clever captain, Dave Villas. I've seen a lot of this man in England, captain in Lancashire. Just doesn't let the game just meander. He wants to be different. We all thought perhaps bowl seamers. He's decided to go with 2 spinners. The power play.
Oh, wow, how did that miss? Didn't know much about it, did Yanaman Malan?
And it's the angle as well, isn't it? He's creating the angle because he's coming round the wicket and it just skips on.
Driving in the air, cries of catch it. It'll fall just wide. Sprain's been in very good form in first-class cricket in 3 games that he's played for the Dolphins. He's picked up 12 wickets, so he's been in good form with the ball. It's incredible how that missed. Didn't pick it up at all. Right now, he's a bit of a handful right now. I'd be surprised if we see another over from him. He's applied a lot of pressure in this over. It's a good over for the home side, 24 for 1. Point of view, they've got some big hitters. Liam Livingston certainly being one of those. He's had a good tournament so far, and he's hit some big sixes. Been highly entertaining to watch him bat. But now it's about Ackerman and Malan. We're seeing another over from Andile Pihluquayo.
Definitely played a little bit better than I first thought this surface. That's to do with the groundsman keeping the surface dry. There's so much water around. To be able to keep the surface dry has been excellent. The ground staff have worked so hard to get this fit today. So congratulations to them. They've done so well.
Wonderful looking drive. Trying to overhit it, just placing it to 5th over, and just 1 more to go, the power play.
My first coach used to be groundsman here at Durban, Phil Russell. He was here for a long time. Groundsman coach as well. He was my first coach at Derbyshire. I know he still lives in the area around here, but he did a superb job. Groundsman now is called Wilson. He talked about Phil Russell now, the fact he helped him. He's done an excellent job, Wilson, to keep this surface dry. It looks a good surface. I told you what the average score is, about 143, 144, something like that. Power play going okay at the moment for the Heat, I would say, 27 for 1. I think they're in the box position. A couple of wickets on top of that, and all of a sudden then a bit of pressure.
Innovation from the batter, making a little bit of room, but he's got a bit of luck to eventually get it down towards fine leg. Did try something a bit different, gave himself some room and get himself a couple of leg buys. Talking about the first 6 overs, Cape Town Blitz, the average in the power play, 50. It's the highest out of any of the teams, and it's 50 for 1. It's an incredible record within the first 6 overs. A lot to do, of course, with the opening partnership of Quinton de Kock and Yanaman Malan, who've been so successful. route. And he's going to find the crowd. It's a good-looking shot. It didn't seem like he had timed it 100%, but he's got enough on it to get it for 6.
Strong shot. With the breeze as well, so sensible from Yanaman Milan that he thinks that's the way to target Feflequeo, straight over his head. Doesn't get all of it. You see that the bat just twists in his hand, but he gets enough of it, flies it all the way. First 6. In good form. Has been in good form for a while, Yanaman Milan.
Pressure delivery, 11 runs so far off the over. So now Feflequeo's got to finish well. His previous over was a good one. He picked up the wicket of Quinton de Kock. Now he's gone for 11. Oh, it's a big appeal, a massive one, and enough to get a wicket. Another wicket off the last ball of an over from Feflequeo, and now they are 2 down.
Big wicket as well. 2 informed players Feflequeo's got now. Umpire had to think about height. Line was okay, height, I think that's a good decision. Hit him quite low down on the back pad. Delight again for Feflequeo and for the Durban Heat. They strike again. Yanaman Milan goes for 13. The Blitz, 35 for 2. 35 for 2 then, the Blitz off 5 overs. Just lost Yanaman Milan. Brings Liam Livingston. Experienced T20 player. Strike rate, well, you'll always expect that with him. Just over 140. Best of 100. Bit of work to do here for the Blitz. The last over of the Powerade power play. Dane Pete and Ed Rainsford have joined me in commentary. Let's have a look at the end of Yanaman Milan. Only thing was height. Umpire's call, good decision, out. Kyle Abbott now to bowl the last over in the power play. Good start, Ed, for the Durban Heat.
I won the toss, no hesitations to have a bowl first. And when you pick up 2 wickets in the Powerade power play, it really does set up the bowl innings pretty well. And it's going to be about that middle order now for the Blitz, Asif, Linda and Wahab. For me, well, that tail is looking far too long for my liking.
He's taken that off leg stump, took a risk, and he'll get a boundary. Kyle Abbott cannot believe it.
What I like about these two is they just look to get things going from the start. His first ball, tried to shuffle into the line and probably tried to get off the mark, but great delivery by Abel. But Livingston getting it away for 4.
I'm not sure this is a plan. I think this could be a plan to go at Livingston's leg stump. He knows he's inches away. The risk-reward for a bowler. Ed, what do you think? Plan or no plan? Abbott going for leg stump?
I think the most important thing, if the plan is to go for the stumps, is to set the field for him. So with 5 legs up in the circle, I don't think it's the plan to bowl at leg stump. I think what they're trying to do is probably just tie him up and frustrate his natural urge of going after the bowler. And that's what he's like. He's aggressive. And if they get him out, then all of a sudden, Asif Ali, who's a Tell you what, he just likes seeing it land on the grass embankments, on someone's road, on someone's car.
Yeah, Asif has got one heavy bat. This is before the start of the play. I felt that he's got a heavy bat. And he told me he just wants to target straight. Hopefully a bunch of spinners are playing.
I've seen a couple of these already where the ball has just come off a length a little bit differently. This one bounced.
Just the way he's played it there, it's already belief that the ball's going to come on, but it doesn't. You just got to give yourself a little bit more time on the back foot. Try and play the ball a little bit later, maybe play square of the wicket.
Close if hits. Wow, risky run. I suppose you have to take him in the power play, but this, to me, is out if it's a direct hit.
Yeah, Marcus backs his speed. He's quite quick. Look safe there, Dom. But he's quite quick. he backs his pace. I told Ed off air that he bats at the speed of knots there in 4-day cricket at 85% strike rate.
That'll be me and Ed later.
I'm also after Ed. You know why?
I'll probably win.
In the air, last ball of the power play, gets it over, just. Alex Hales will stop the boundary, so attacking at the end there, sees the end of the power play. 6 overs gone, 45 for 2. One thing, Ed, you would beat me at dancing.
I'll tell you, it would be a good dance-off because I'm terrible as well. But end of the power play. Now we're into that middle stage of the game, where the middle game of most teams has to be excellent. You find more spinners come in, taking pace off, especially in these conditions where the surface is very, very slow. Strangling.
This is where Keshav's really good, especially at Kingsmead. He does a fine job here. Seen him bowl 4 overs, 2 for 14 in one game, I remember. He really does control the game very, very well for the local franchise and the Durban Heat last year.
Good. Stay around to you, Marcus.
Yeah, a little bit of a rebuilding job. They're still in a good position, 46 for 2, but Heat will be thinking a couple of wickets here now. A little bit of a reverse sweep. All of a sudden they would think they're back in it. This is a different role for Liam Livingstone. Remember, he's used to opening the innings in 2020. You know that when you look at somebody like a Liam Livingstone, he just wants to hit everything leg side. That's something he is looking to do. Rid of that front leg and everything over the leg side.
Good aggressive run. This is how Liam has gone about scoring his runs. All around the wicket, doesn't really favour the offside through the cover region. I tell you what, that long on, deep mid-wicket, that cow corner, that's where he tries to free up, and that's his favoured area.
Catch. Oh, nice, Casey. Nice, boy.
Scored 350 in a club game in the Cheshire League.
Nantwich Cricket Club, yeah, in Cheshire.
They got 579.
Yep. My nephew plays at that club. He didn't watch the game. He'd missed the game, but something special.
They did ask him, how did you go? He said, well, I think I hit them well.
$50 up for the blitz. Beautiful looking shot down the ground from Liam Livingstone. So just building this partnership.
Top edge right in front here. Come on, Kesh.
Ball in the air. and he gets enough of it. 6. Good end to the over. 7 gone, 56 for 2.
The power play. Teams trying to really take apart the bowling, and Quinton de Kock was looking good, playing square of the wicket, looking good down the ground, and one of his favourite shots was the pick up down the leg side, and then gave himself some room. And that exposed the stumps and also allowed Andile Petlequire to come into the game, and then his partner, Yanaman Malan, who goes and plays his natural game, that time caught on the crease and was adjudged adjacent. Leon Livingston has joined Marcus Ackerman and made it 56 for 2 up to this stage. So a quiet power play for the Blitz.
I still think they'll feel that it's a bad power play. They'd obviously like their 2 big players in Quinton de Kock and Yanaman Malan at the crease. They haven't. They've still got the likes of Livingston, Asif Ali, Subrayan to back into the attack over the wicket. It's a little bit of skid, doesn't he, on?
Yeah, great shot here by Marcus Ackerman. Really backs himself, short the side of the boundary as well. And he just got it over for 6.
Down.
What Subrayan does well for the Durban Heat and the local franchise, doesn't he? He stumps, he bowls a sort of a back of a length, as they call it in T20 now. He just tries to hit the stumps every single ball, gets the guys to try to hit him to the square, sweeper boundaries. Does that really, really well. He's got some sort of variation that he just flicks out the front of the hand and just goes on with the arm. But a really good bowler for the Durban Heat and the local franchise.
Good shot. That is an excellent shot. Went down, opened up the offside. Beautiful timing.
I think he's tried to actually hit this a little bit straighter, but at the last moment, it's all about the adjustment. This is how good this shot is. To open up the hips, free up the offside, and get the timing and the hands through the shot. Wonderful shot by Ackerman.
Oh, nice.
Good as well. I like this aggressive running as well. Picked up 2. That's excellent.
Nice to me.
Just going back to that previous shot, Ed, it's difficult for an off-spinner especially, because you're trying to hit the stumps and opening up that offside. It's a shot that you don't want them to play. You want them to play across the ball, which brings the LBW and bowled in. So with him opening the offside that way, just you can see the way that Subrayan's changed his trajectory of the ball, trying to bowl more of a flatter trajectory at the stumps. So
it takes away that wicket-taking opportunity. On a leg stump, and they've picked up singles at will now in the rotation of the strikes, and now they have a right-hander on strike, and this is where Livingston can maybe pick up a boundary.
Never mind the boundary, he's got to go big. That's his intention. Good way to finish the over. 8 overs gone, 70 for 2.
Just a shimmy, half a dozen. Easy as you like.
Welcome back to Kingsmead. 70 for 2 with a beautiful 4 there by Marcus Ackerman. And I'm standing with the coach of the Durban Heat. Coach Gary, 2 wickets down in the power play. You would have been happy with that, but you got to keep the screws turned in, yeah?
Yeah, they've played well the last 10 balls or so. So yes, it's probably fairly even at the moment. It'd be nice to get another wicket fairly soon, but we'll see how it goes.
Talk to us about life in KZN. A fish never too far away from water, huh?
Yeah, it's been great. Apart from the weather, we've had kind of probably the longest preparation any T20 team could have.
I do need to ask you, when you're coming to the ground, you're in the nets the whole time. Obviously, you had in mind for game one that 11 to take to the field. How's it changed over those 2 weeks while you've been waiting to take to it?
Yeah, I think with T20 cricket, we know, it can change game to game. It really just depends on the opposition you're playing against, the conditions, and, so I think we're quite flexible with that, and we just try to pick a team that is going to be suitable for that particular day.
This fixture last season, as we look at the ball being struck through the covers there, 158, 160 was the target. You'll be happy to chase that down a lot.
Well, we have to chase whatever we get, but I think it's on the slower side, this wicket, so we would like to think that we could try and restrict him to somewhere around there, yeah.
And just settle for me, the folks upstairs, the commentators are reckoning that you guys have a bit of a leg stump theory when it comes to Liam Livingstone, right?
We had a go at it. He managed to get onto it, but in this format of the game, you've got to kind of take some punts and see how it goes.
Here we go. Let's see how it goes. Let's head back upstairs.
Yeah, excellent. Good insight from Gary Kirsten. And good over again for the Blitz. 9 gone, 77 for 2. For 2 then. Durban Heat, they'll be happy with that. 9 overs gone. Good, only a couple of extras. Excellent from Pefler Quayle. 2 for 14. Just need to make sure they can break this partnership. 42 from 24 balls now, this partnership. Ravi Bopara. Good bowler in T20. Lots of variations, lots of slower balls.
For many years now, travels the world.
He's also played 2020 around the world as well. Just moved counties from Essex to Sussex. You're going to see a lot of this today from him. This one out of the back of the hand straight away.
Sussex are recruiting. Dizzy Gillespie.
Second edition of the Mzansi Super League. You can watch it all over the world. England, India, everywhere. South Africa. It's a good competition.
Just trying to get the field right here on the leg side, just to be able to cover the angle and the gap. Tries to hit that length. Sometimes it'll sit up, and also try and cut down the second run because there's a slightly bigger boundary that way. His bowling will suit this sort of surface, back there, slow balls, leg cutters, off cutters. So it's important the way that the Blitz play this period. Knock it out, look for the odd boundary ball, but just look after this spell. It's quite important for them to drag that innings out.
Played for 13 teams, Ravi Bopara, T20s. That's the experience of the man. Won competition in England for Essex. They beat Worcester in the final of the T20.
Tom, is that 30 deep short of the legend of Imran Tahir, or what is that?
Well, who knows with Imran? He's had about 30, I'm sure. that old. I played with him.
Looks after himself real well. Doesn't drink any fizzy drink, not even fruit juice, just water.
Just like me then. Oh, poor delivery. Clipped away and a boundary. A boundary again, last ball of the over. 50 partnership, we're halfway. 10 overs gone, 86 for 2.
After 10 overs. Good run rate, despite losing those first 2 wickets. We've had 50 partnership, or just 30 deliveries between these two. It's been quite entertaining as well. You thought that Cape Town Blitz might have been in a bit of trouble losing their opening pair. Have been so successful, but these two have picked it up nicely. Spin from them again in the end. Oh, that's a bit of luck as well. Came a long way down.
Looked a good line that Keshav bowls, an attacking line as the spinners call it. Just outside the eye line, let Marcus Ackerman reach for the ball. Good piece of bowling, unlucky. Saw a bit of that in India. Luck didn't go his way. Good piece of bowling here. Seeing Natalie and Eddie change his line from around the wicket to Marcus, probably trying to get the ball outside the eye line of Marcus and letting him reach for the ball. So I'm interested to see how this tactic goes in.
Tintle coming down the track as well. Just to use his feet.
Yeah, that's to hit it over cover. Cover's quite tight, and the gap between the man at sweeper and the man at cover was quite huge on the shorter boundary. Didn't quite pay off on that occasion. Now he's a right-hander on strike, and this is a crucial part of the game where the strike will always change, the angle will change, the plan will change. In that manner, now he overcompensates and will go wide because he's so afraid of freeing up the leg side. And we saw a graphic a while ago. Mr. Livingston, I don't think that boundary is big enough.
Clearly the other night it showed it doesn't matter what way the ball spins, he looks for the leg side. And knowing Kingsby a little bit, the straighter boundaries are not as long as the rest of the country, so a miss hit straight goes for 6, unfortunately, for a spinner and a bowler.
We've gone past the halfway stage, so now the Heat are thinking partnership of 56 of 35 are men that are set. They've acclimatized perfectly to the conditions. They're picking up singles, they're finding boundaries, and there is a total difference in the change of momentum since the Powerade power play. Use of the feet by the Blitz, right down to the pitch of it.
Cries of catch it, and it's gone straight to him. After a wonderful partnership that had built up beautifully, the momentum was on the side of the Cape Town Blitz, but now the Heat fight back.
Yeah, just look, the moisture in the last couple of days playing a part in that dismissal. Just stopping in the pitch, bounced a little bit, but I'm just interested to see the shape that Keshav bowled. Probably just hitting the seam a little bit and stopping on Liam Livingston. Great catch, or I should say a simple catch by Sadal Ervia. The Blitz 92 for 3. Liam Livingston out for 25 of 16.
crucial partnership broken. 57. Saying Leon Livingston and Marcus Ackerman. Now, dangerous player, Asif Ali. What will be glaring there is a strike rate of 148. Over 140 matches. Tells you a story about how he goes about his batting. But it's a surface is just holding a little bit, and it's going to be crucial now that the Heat have just grabbed that wicket and maybe grappling a little bit of momentum. Mulusi Siboto.
I think there's a bowling change, trying to keep the spin away from Asif. He would love to start against spin and to get his game going. But it's an interesting decision to get Lolly in. He's known for his death bowling. He does it really, really well. Playing against his old team as well. In the Cape Town Blitz, so looking to impress. I remember last season he bowled a very, very good spell here to keep the Blitz in the game.
Getting the use of the feet, it just makes it look ugly.
There's no need for that particular shot. You've just lost the wicket. That of Liam Livingston holds in the surface. He gets the outside edge and simple catch at back of point. Breakthrough. And this is where Marcus Ackerman, who's on 34 for 25, needs to know that he's going to hold the innings together here. And the rest will follow him.
Oh, he's using his feet, moving well across to the offside to try and open up the leg side. It ends up going so fine. You would have needed a long stop to stop that one.
Knowing Marcus said he's only going to play one way, and that's his way of doing things. 4-day cricket, 1-day cricket, T20 looks to take the things to the bowling side. Slight top edge, but his intent was to hit it anywhere through the filing area, and he got it away. He puts bowlers under pressure right early in their over, so that's the way he looks to play.
Experience has made a move to the Lions domestically. He's been in good form in first class cricket as well as Moses Siboto. 19 wickets in the 4 games he's played so far. That's looking at Cape Town Blitz and where they could go. Well, that last partnership has put them in such a good position. Could go around 170, 180. Tough to chase down on this ground.
Yeah, Natalie, one thing they've done really well is not allow the run rate to drop under 8 and over, which is that magical 160 mark that Ed predicted to be a good total. So I think that's what they've done really, really well in this period.
Down the leg side, has it come off the pad? There was an appeal. It sounded like there was a definite noise of some kind.
I think they're asking for an LBW here. There was nothing about any bat involved in that occasion. Went right across his stumps. Asif Ali, you just look at his front foot. I think very ambitious.
It looked worse afterwards almost because he had moved so far across once he'd been struck, but he was going missing leg stump, probably over the top as well.
And you'll know a bit more about seam bowling. As you can see, Lolly his natural shape is to angle the ball in, so he probably needs to be pitching the ball on off stump to get an LBW decision, hitting leg stump.
Situation is that, as you say, his strength and his default setting is to go at the stumps. And if you looked at the field just a little while ago, cover was really tight, backward point was really tight. So they're looking to drive in and maybe create another wicket, maybe get an LBW, but also keep things very quiet. Left hand on strike, so there's a few changes that'll happen. Third man now comes into the circle, fine leg goes back.
Space there. Could have possibly been 2, but they settle for the 100 up, 12 overs gone. 500 with 8 overs to go. Run rate has stayed over 8 and over throughout this innings. That might put Durban Heat under pressure to finish well. Cape Town Blitz in the MSL for their last 10 overs, they average 87 runs. So it's a decent last 10 overs on average.
Ed and Natalie, what were you guys doing on your day off in the lovely city of eThekwini? Province of eThekwini, I should say.
I was out here at the ground and just assessing if the ground had actually dried up sufficiently, because we've had so much rain. I'm so concerned, you know, and lovely to see that we're on the park. After that, I went for a very long run.
Ed, I don't believe anything of that, by the way. None of that I do believe. Maybe a couple of pies, looking after the skin folds post-career. So everybody probably believes that.
102 for 3. Projections now that 165, 163, 170 if they go at good guns. Natalie just alluded to the fact that got about 8-9 runs and over in their last 10. Having a bat first, setting the total.
Trying the innovation again, Dane Villas in the face.
More of a goalkeeper in that situation, Natalie. But I think, Ed, with the toss, regarding the toss, I think, yeah, we can see probably rolling backhand and Ian Harvey special, clipping it into the chest of Dane Villas. Again, being innovative as always is Marcus Ackerman.
Asif Ali, that's what you bring to the T20 game.
Yeah, great shot. Has fond memories of the ground. Last year playing a dynamic innings, straight out to the middle of the bat. Great strong position, head down, 77 meters 6. Great shot, great bat swing does Asif Ali. He has a brilliant bat swing.
For me, it's the option. The width is available and he punishes it.
Just a little too straight. Follow-up delivery, but he'll just get the single. 110 for 3.
It's 110 for 3 after 13 overs, and I've got a very important job on my hands. Meet Zach and meet Owen. They needed some sugar. The parents needed a bit of a break, so I thought I'd give them that break, and here they are. Angelique and Dustin and the rest of the family. Lovely to have just come this way, because the sound's doing all sorts of funny things. I think it's the sugar there. Nice day out, beautiful to have the entire family out at the cricket on a day like today.
Absolutely, my boys just love being out, especially my oldest. It's a real treat in Durban.
It's fantastic. We were wondering about the weather. You guys are locals. Tell us about what you think about the weather.
Oh, look, we need the rain, I suppose, but it is nice to have a dry day out. So, yeah, absolutely.
It's beautiful. You guys are supporting, of course, the Durban Heat, are you?
Of course we are, absolutely.
So you want to give us a shout for the Durban Heat quickly?
Caleb?
1, 2, 3.
Durban Heat!
It's beautiful. Let me just check on Zach. You guys, you fine, yeah? Sugar, you're good? Good to go? This one looks like he needs a bit of a nap. In the meantime, let's head to the action.
Bolt follow up the wide. Bit of being kept very busy in the crowd.
I would have loved to know what the conversation was prior to actually getting the pram in hand. Udo, brave man. Fine leg's gone back now. Just that erring in line. I think a little bit of frustration there for Dane Villas, because it happened so often in his previous over that he's just said, well, these two are now settling into also a little bit of a partnership. 20 off 16, I can't afford to get too close to that leg stump line and also allow them to have wides. Now to the left-hander. Fine leg goes back, deep backward square leg, a cow corner, long on.
It's excellent innovation in the end from the batter. He'd come a long way down, he had to adjust.
Not just that, it's the body language as a batter when you announce yourself at the crease, when you're in the face of the bowler. The feet moving, the approach to the bowler, sticking to your plan. It sends all sorts of messages to the fielders as well.
He just looked ahead of the game there, Mark Zackerman. He had an idea of where Malusi was going to bowl the ball and just advanced and knocked it down for one to mid-off.
I'm surprised we haven't seen a bit more of that, because the surface being a bit soft, sticky, that they haven't tried maybe the slow ball bounce and bang it in, get it to sort of hold up in the surface a bit more.
And knowing Asif's game, he doesn't really like it in that area. He favours the ball right under his eye. So Malusi, obviously playing with him last year, understands that and using that quite nicely.
Good field and good field set as well. Just cuts the angle nice and tight and close at that cover region. Ravi Bopara on that occasion.
Ed Vital dot balls bowled there by Lolly. Crucial period of the game, getting to the 14th over. So I think he's the most important part of this over. He's closing it off. They've let it slip the last couple of overs.
He's got some good bat on that. He's going to end the over well. That run rate keeps climbing. Good way to end the 14th over, 117 for 3. Got 6 overs to go. The run rate 8.4 at the moment. A crucial partnership. Still some batting to come, some hitters. So look at the bowlers, the seamers. They've taken a little bit of a pounding. Had some spin as well. Bowling together, bowling in tandem.
You spoke about maybe testing the middle of the pitch. This is the danger once you do that. It just sits up perfectly. Well, Asif Ali, and it's an incredible shot, to be honest. He plays it right on the top of his toes, right at the top of the bounce. So on a surface like this, I think that back of the length is a lot better, around that 8-meter mark. Hits it hard.
Also with the bouncer bowled in the middle of the over, Asif expected a ball to be bowled at, as they say, Tetai.
Nice red. Oh, bad.
It's a little harsh. Just want to have a closer look at this, because the ruling is if the ball goes over the line, it's called one. It has to be inside that red line.
Batter's game, Ed, batter's game.
It definitely definitely is. This is how dangerous Asif Ali can be.
He makes it look so easy. The 59-6 of the tournament coming up here makes it look so easy. Straight 6. Head down again. Like a chip shot, like a 9-iron shot. Straight down the ground. Brilliant 6 and just thudding into the covers.
Oh, there's appeal for a call behind, but again, it's pretty wide. Well, on this occasion, called wide. Looked like it was just about over that line, the guideline for the umpires. See the red line. It's a guideline for the umpire. Going over it, it's to be called wide. Just clumped it a little bit. It was an early movement for the batter, moving across, trying to open up that leg side.
Favours anything straight in and just to the cow corner area, similar to Liam Livingston. Just favours that sort of area. But an important over here. And again, it's important the way that Ravi closes this over out. Knowing Dane Villas is quite a positive captain, so he'll always add 2 wickets to that score to try and put the Blitz under pressure going into the back end of this innings.
Little reverse, he hasn't got hold of it, and it's a nice catch running back.
It's the positive approach that is Marcus Ackerman. Even though his partner on the other end have mustered 9 runs off the over, there were still 2 deliveries to go. He still believes that he can score off it. And it wasn't quite there. The pace wasn't quite there for him to play this particular shot. It comes off the toe end of the bat. And Abbott takes the catch. Crucial breakthrough. Because that was a partnership that was going. 34 of 26 has come to an end. He's gone for 43, 126 for 4.
George Linder comes to the crease. Cape Town Blitz 126 for 4, still going well. Just coming towards the end of the 15th over. Ball left. Won't be on strike. Sicali will be on strike, and what an innings he's played so far. 21 from 13 deliveries, a couple of 60s and a 4. In the air, and this will be flown all the way, only just he gets it over. So a wicket, a couple of 60s, end of the 15th over, 132 for 4. Just for a moment, Asif Ali thought, well, have I got enough of it? There's the man coming round, and just does. It's an effort from the fielder. You see them take this on many occasions now in the modern game. Just had enough. Had everything there, didn't we? We had a rope, we had an old-fashioned line. Saboto to bowl his third over. 15 so far. Well, didn't he, Ackerman?
Yeah, just probably the wrong option. It wasn't there. pace on the ball wasn't there to play this particular shot. So the timing wasn't right, but the timing was perfect for the Durban Heat.
Average score in the last 5 overs, Ed, on this ground, 46. Would they take that now?
Yes, it's decent. But as you just notice here, George Linda is someone who's attacking, but as he's come out now, there isn't pace to work with. There's not that delivery that he can feel he can get out the middle of the bat, especially when you're trying to accelerate the game. It becomes difficult. Whereas if he had a bit of time out there, it's a lot easier. Asif Ali, 27 or 14. That's the better option. Get the singles. Work your way into the surface. Work your way into the conditions.
Well, I think that's what his role should be now, is to give Asif Ali a strike. See what's left to come with Wahab. He can play, let me tell you. He can play.
223%.
Perfect strike rate. Well, he played for us, Wahab Riaz, when I say played for us, Derbyshire in England.
Hey, get off the fence. Us. Impartial here.
Well, I am coach of Derbyshire.
Are you? Not quite Mr. Current Affairs. That note.
Well, you say you were doing your homework the other day and we're at the ground. What?
I was watching the sun.
Exactly what you were doing. But he actually batted number 3 for us. I'll get to the end of my story if I could. Thank you. He batted well, a couple of 50s, so he can actually bat. So even though I'm sure that Cape Town Blitz had hoped that Ujlindi and Asif Ali can take him towards the end, I'd be too surprised if Wahab will come in and he'll think 46. We'll get more than 46 in the last 5. Good over. What an over this has been. Just 2 runs from it. 16 gone. 134 for 4. Experienced man, played for the Blitz last year. He's back in Durban Heat colours. 2 overs, 2 for 14. Good over, last over for the Heat, just 2 runs from Soboto's 3rd over. So all of a sudden, just a bit of pressure on Asif Ali, who'd want to get on strike as quickly as possible.
That's where perhaps Dane Villas' work will be a little bit cut out, because you've got someone like Kyle Abbott who bowls well at the dead. Water's given a very good one there. Change in the field now for Petukwayo. Cover goes out to almost a deep extra cover. That's nearly a no ball. Contender. Get Petukwayo in the power play. It's excellent. Takes off, getting 2 big wickets.
Well, he could get more, because he always seems to get wickets at the end as well. Field set. It's not set for that sort of bowling. Off you pop.
By Asif Ali, but it's a full toss, and where does he favour? The leg side.
the bat. All you're going to do there is pick it up in the crowd.
It's just like one of those pies you ate yesterday. You just offered it up. Have a bit of that. Field set to bowl outside off stump. He's got 3 men out on the offside. A deep point, deep extra cover and a long off. Outside off stump, nearly outside of the tram lines. Just losing a little bit of radar here.
8 off 1. Two illegal deliveries in wides and then a 6. Now, law is if it misses the cut stuff and it is outside of playing area, that will be a no ball and a free hit. So the field now is changing because plan A has not worked. Square leg goes back and cover comes into the circle.
Clever. How clever is this? Man being brought up from deep extra cover and just hits it over the top for another boundary.
This is a good sense of where he is as a batter. He's putting massive pressure on the bowler and the captain. They've just brought the man in and he's decided, well, I can score through there as well. I'm not only going to go through the leg side. It's a knuckleball that's gone wrong. It's in the slot. And what a shot. 12 off this over up to this point.
Just 2 legal balls as well. Well, that's close to a no ball. It's been given a wide. I'm not sure this pitch is on the actual surface.
Petlakwayo is scrambling here. He's looking for options and they're not quite working. Just a discussion here. He's an experienced bowler, a good bowler. He just maybe needs to take a deep breath here. Now, where does this land? Ooh, just on the gut stuff.
Only just. Just go for a Yorker. All right, having all these variations, slower balls. Experienced bowler, go for the Yorker. Get him off strike. Just like that. Just be happy with that. At this stage of the innings, just be happy to give him one, get him off strike, and bowl at George Lindy.
Andy! Rather with the George.
Now pressure on Andile Petlakwayo. 14 off his over with 3 deliveries still to go. 3 wides in this over. Bowling at George Lindy, and he'll change his angle. He'll come round the wicket, try and angle it into the stumps, avoid that slot. There they are, 2 men up on the offside. Sweeper is back.
Has the fastest 50 for the Blitz, Asif Ali, on this ground. Last year, 21 balls. He's not going to get it this year. 39 from 20 so far, but it's been valuable innings so far. 4 sixes, 2 fours, 1 away from 150. Still got 3 overs to go after this one. It's better. 9 balls already so far.
You say better, but the damage is done already.
But you've got to hold your breath, you know that. He scrambled, like you say, he's tried everything. You're right, he should have gone for this as an experienced man first up. But if it's not going well, you can't just think, well, I'll keep going at it, go back to what you know you can do. That is bowl Yorkers. He hasn't hit one of those Yorkers out of the ground yet. Funny enough, they work. Powered through the offside. Beautiful shot. What an over for the Blitz. 20 from it, 17 gone, 154 for 4. 20 runs from it. Great shot from George Linde, half volley, really. Good piece of timing.
They just try to close the over off by going length. George Linde was up to it. He picked up his first boundary of the innings. 154 for 4, so 3 overs to go. A real good launching pad here. Nice crowd has come in, they're enjoying themselves. A few dancers that are going around Kingsmead, the young and old, there we go. The Macarena's going off, in Durban and Kingsmead. Lovely to see. It's turned out to be a gorgeous day.
Good start from Abbott, full and straight. Another experienced cricketer, plays a lot in England now for Hampshire.
You expect him to bowl his quote. After the over that's gone for 24 by Andile Tetlukwaya, do you give Siboto his fourth, or do you still go with Andile Tetlukwaya? Just as the Blitz have just gone on the charge.
I'll ask you, Ed, your captain, would you go back to him now?
I was never a captain. I put my hand up on so many occasions, they said no. You know what, confidence-wise, you'd probably go Siboto, but because Andile Tetlukwaya has done it on so many occasions, you'll still give him the ball and trust that he'll execute. Now coming round the wicket.
Sliced away. Field set for that delivery, wide delivery. I think with that he's got a couple of options. The slower delivery wide, also the fuller delivery. So maybe this is a Gary Kirsten new way of saying to the bowlers, like, let's set different fields and let's try and bowl to it. Saw with Tetlukwaya, it didn't quite work out. Let's see what he's setting here for Asif Ali. 4 men out on the leg side. At the moment they've got 2 men out. They've only got 3 men in the circle at the moment. He's just making that change now. Daneville's cover is coming up.
This is where, as a batter, you look around. There he is. Asif Ali is having a look as finally it goes finer. He's looking at going at that leg stump. He's looking for that leg stump Yorker.
Brilliant. Wide of the crease. He looked at Kyle Abbott, then he slightly went wide of the crease to create that angle to go into leg stump.
Sweetway had come into the circle, so look at his eyes, focusing on that area he wants to bowl, targeting that leg stump.
This is a different field now. Only 3 men on the leg side here at the end for the left-handed Linde. 2 short third men, 2 men out behind square. Seen this field too often.
This is why we love T20 cricket. Players execute in this manner. Asif Ali. Look at the swing of the bat. That was a freebie. It's gone 88 meters. It's going well here. Abbott just doesn't want to overthink it.
Excellent. Take away that Tetlukwaya over. They were going well, the heat. Brought back in the experience of Abbott to his third over, just gone for 20.
The key is the 19th over, I think. Who is going to bowl the 19th over? It's definitely Abbott to bowl the 20th. And again, there's a long discussion. There's a discussion on how the field should be set to close it off. As the long on is going a lot wider, a lot squarer. The man at square leg as well.
Does he look to go across here? given a wide. Hard being a bowler.
He's just saying to the umpire, I think he's just maybe laid a little bit on back on that. You say he can't reach it, and I feel he maybe would have, but again, margin of errors are so small. You see, for me, I think he could have got to that ball, and the rule is that if he can't get there, then it's a wide.
They'll be pushing for two. Fellow want to get back on strike, direct hit. Poor throw. So a good over from Abbott in the heat. 6 runs from it. 18 overs gone, 160 for 4. SABC, it's important. It's being transmitted all around the world. Second edition of the MSL.
This is when it's so important to put maybe egos aside, maybe expectations aside, and say we've got to win a cricket game. So I'm sorry, Andile, I wasn't a great over. I'm going for Siboto, because it's about the team and about what we're comfortable in trying to protect in a score that we've already spoken about in the change room.
Oh, no ball. It's a front foot no ball. Not a good start. Should have gone out the park. It's a full toss.
It's just, as Fali's just saying, yeah, you're right, Dominic Cork, I should have got all of that. Tight, but just where he's landed there is just over the line. So a free hit. The field can change because the batsmen have crossed.
Yeah, just remember that the bowler has to have something behind the line. He lands on the line, it's a no ball. That's part of his boot behind the line.
Let's see it.
Just getting the field right, as you can say, you can change it because there's been change of batsman, change of angle as well, going round the wicket. Does he get enough of it? He does. Get it out, just get a couple. Got away with that as well. Full tosses are working, Ed.
He wanted it. Just thinking about how to play this with Asif Ali going so well at 43 of 24. You thought, well, just maybe take the single there and let him take the strike. The two's that important.
I think now he's just got to tee off. I think they've got people, obviously, like Wahab Riaz to come. I think he's just got to try and hit boundaries. Swing and swing hard. Pick up one to get Asif Ali back on strike.
Good by Villas. He's got all these dynamic fielders out in key positions. David Miller out at long on now. Keshav Maharaj, dynamic fielder, excellent in the circle, out in the deep, fast, cover some ground. Bowlers are in the 30-yard circle.
Where Asif Ali is standing now, right in front of his stumps. Inside the crease. definite plan, and Peflaqueo tried to bowl to this field as well and got it wrong. You see how the field is set, that 2 men out on just a backward point, one extra cover and long off. He's trying to bowl to the field, just not executing it. That's better. Finally.
A little bit of an ironic clap and cheer went out around the supporters here and also his building party, because it's such a win when you execute a delivery like that at this stage of a game when you've got such a dangerous player.
I think this is going to be out. Yes, good catch. Little bit of fortune, and he gets the dangerous Asif Ali.
Subran, he takes the catch out in the deep. Doesn't look comfortable there, but he's got a breakthrough for his side. Asif Ali is just obliged. He said, I'll play my natural game. It's sliced off the face of the bat. Gets in a little bit of a tangle. He ends up taking the catch, and the plan comes together.
Much needed wicket for the Heat. Sees the end of Asif Ali. What an innings that was. Goes for 43, 166 for 5. Riaz. He's in at number 7, not on strike. Decent strike rate, 32. George Linde's strike. Not given a wide, so he's got a little bat on that. Well, the field was set for this, Ed. Not perhaps for the catch, but it was set to go wide, and he gets the wicket in the end. Good catch.
Yeah, just batting in that one frame of mind at this stage of the game to go after everything. That is a very good catch out in the deep.
Clipped away. Just pick up 2. Not a bad over for the Durban Heat. Just 8 runs from it, and the wicket, 19 gone. We've got 1 left. It's 168 for 5. Into bat by Dane Villas and the Durban Heat. Ackerman to Asif Ali with 43. 2 wickets for Peflaqueo, a wicket each for Bopara and Saboto, and a wicket for Maharaj. So Abbott to bowl his last over. All clever. That's why he's got a high strike rate, Ed Rainsford.
This is an incredible shot for someone who's facing his first delivery. I think it's more confidence in this particular shot. He knows it's going to be full. Hello, I'll have some of that.
I'm not sure he'll try that again. But he's more of a bowler than a batsman. I think he's going to look to try and hit this down the ground. His second option. I was wrong. Tried it again. Doesn't get away with it.
trying to do there. Again, I think I have to agree with you. Try and hit it down the ground. Perhaps even try and get the single to get Linda on strike. Because too cute on this occasion. He's disappointed, and this is why. The previous one was a full toss. This is into the pitch. Irvio does the rest. Wahab Riaz, entertained for 4, 172 for 6.
Good wicket for Kyle Abbott, rid of Wahab Riaz, who came in and played quite a beautiful shot for a full toss. Tried it again. Probably not the right option, and he knew it straight away. Gala, the new batsman, number 8 for the Blitz. Just 3 balls left then of this Blitz innings. Good York. Just to let you know, the highest successful run chase in T20 in Durban is 182. It's between the Adelaide Strikers and the Mumbai Indians back in 2010-11. That was the Champions League, I think it was called then.
Seamers and how they've gone about their work, their pitch map. So a variation.
It wasn't perhaps the Adelaide Strikers, but maybe South Australia, the Redbacks, I think they may have been called then, but their successful chase is 182 this ground. So Cape Town will be happy at the moment. The average score in MSL here was 142. They're in a good position. Last ball of the innings. Good end. Good over from Kyle Abbott. Just 6 runs from it means the end of the innings. 174 for 6.
It's not all about hitting the ball out the ground sometimes. It's not all about finishing with the flourish sometimes. It's also about the bowlers and how good they can execute at the back end. And that is what Kyle Abbott did in that particular over. Picked up a wicket. He's gone for 6, but he's really hit his Yorkers. So the last couple of overs from the Heat's point of view were excellent, and led by that man. His Yorker count was excellent, going wide. Also his changes in length as well.
Well, let's get down and get some reaction from the ground with Udo.
Thank you very much. Joint top scorer for the Blitzmarkers, Ackerman, 43-34. How tough was the timing out there today?
Yeah, it's been a lot of rain around here, but the wicket's a bit two-paced and a bit up and down as well.
Talk to us. 174 on the board. Is that a winning total? Your thoughts?
I think it's more than enough on this ground, so hopefully our bowlers can bowl well. They've got a good batting attack, so hopefully we can just stick to our guns, get a couple early wickets.
Well, good luck with the defence.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
So more than enough. That's what joint top scorer said there. It was good from Cape Town Blitz. Started well with Quinton de Kock and Yanama Milan, and then excellent performances from Ackerman and Asif Ali Sees. The Blitz get to 174 for 6.
Yeah, winning the toss and deciding to bowl first at the Heat, and for a stage there of thought, well, very difficult, but Abbott kept it nice and tight, and so did Pitliquai, except for his one expensive over.
But Siboto was excellent for his 1 for 25.
So let's see where the Durban Heat need to be. Remember, they'll be chasing 175 to win not their opening game because they've had 2 rain outs. So 175 at just under 9 runs per over may be tough. But we're going to take a quick break, and on the other side will be that run chase.